go on YouTube. Like to do a little video on my two paintball guns. Um, one's pretty straightforward and pretty stock, and a Tippmann A5 with a couple little upgrades. And then the other one is actually a Tippmann 98 that's pretty much totally custom, besides the internals. I'll go over that a little bit after the A5. So basically, I got the stock A5, and I didn't like the way that the bottle was underneath the grip. So I went out to my local paint store, and I bought this gas through stock. As you can see, I mean, anybody who plays paintball pretty much knows, but the remote goes right there, and it pretty much keeps it out of your way. And I don't know, I just kind of like the look better, and so I went with that, and that's pretty much how I changed that up. For the barrel, I have the Smart Parts 18-inch, I believe it was, the rifled sniper barrel, which really, it's not rifled at all. I mean, it kind of looks like it twists, but it really doesn't do shit. Before I go any further, I just want to apologize for the quality of this video. I'm on my camera, my Coolpix piece of junk. And this is the best I can do at the moment. So yeah, I love the gun. It shoots great. Shoots nice and straight, well, as straight as you can with a round ball. I never did try the first strike ammo. I assume I would have to take the Cyclone off to do such things, but I really don't feel like doing that. A, and B, that shit's expensive, so I probably won't. However, on to my next gun, which started out as you can probably maybe make it, yeah. Started out as a Tippmann 98, and this was the model. This wasn't even the custom. I mean, this was my first paintball gun. I've had it for probably 10 years or so. Maybe not that long, but pretty long time. And it's been through hell and back. It's done everything. Never failed me. Loved the gun. Just had so many other guns that kind of just sat, and I figured maybe I'd try to do something different with it. So basically what I did was, and I have seen quite a few different variations on this. In my opinion, I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't think anything's been as clean from what I could see. I really wanted to keep this, as real looking as I possibly could, and I mean, I hope I achieved that. What I did was I had an airsoft gun that broke. It was just a bolt action airsoft gun, and I got out of that anyways. I always like paintball better. And I pretty much threw away the whole gun portion of it, kept the stock, and I proceeded to modify it to fit my Tippmann body, I guess you would say. I had to do a lot to the gun itself too. I will show you that in a minute. I had to cut and make a few changes to it. Nothing really that did anything structurally to the body of the gun, just to get stuff out of the way, I guess you would say. It took a while. It was a little bit of a trial and error, fit and grind here, work this type of shit. But after a while, it came out to look pretty. I mean, this is my first time ever doing something like this, but I mean, I think it came out pretty clean. When I first did it, I had a very short, I don't even know if I have a barrel, very short 10-inch, I can't find it, a very short 10-inch barrel on it that, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't poop, but I wanted something that was longer, that looked better, that kind of made the gun look nice and finished and like a real gun. So I went out and to my local paint shop again, and I picked up the Apex 2, which honestly, for $50, I mean, you pretty much get a flat line that's not as ugly and that you can use and not use, you know, whenever you feel like, and you can change up the way it shoots. I love it. I think it's awesome. For the money, I wouldn't buy a flatline just because of how finicky they are, and they look stupid in my opinion. I just think that the Apex and the Apex 2 are just great barrel systems for any gun. I mean, I've seen them on autocockers, I've seen everything. Speedball guns, woods ball guns, which, as you might be able to tell, I'm not really into the speedball, but I like watching some videos on it. You know, guns that shoot, you know, 25 balls a second. Obviously, these don't. I don't even have an E-trigger on my A5, or an E-grip, I should say. But I don't know. I can still shoot some paint. The other thing I have on this, I have this little kind of scope thing here. Just a red dot, a couple flip up dust covers. I actually had to modify. I put a not a Picatinny rail, but yeah, a Picatinny rail, I guess you could call it. I don't know exactly what else you would call it, but I put this rail right here. As you can see, it's kind of rigged, to be honest with you. It's offset. I don't know if I'll be able to do this. Yeah, I don't have the bolt in it right now because I want to take it apart in a minute. But it's kind of offset, so when you're looking down it, you know, you don't see the feed neck in the way at all. I don't know, maybe I can turn it on real quick. No, it's gonna fall apart. I'll just take it apart now anyway. Where was I? I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. So I basically I had this rail was actually on the airsoft gun. It has three or four screws on top. I can't remember. And basically, I just took a drill bit that was maybe a size smaller, and I drilled out. You know, I punched it and drilled it. And I just kind of threaded it because it's aluminum. And, well, this isn't even aluminum. It's like cast magnesium. I don't even know what kind of crap it is. But I just basically threaded it and just didn't over-tighten it to strip it. And, I mean, it's on there pretty good. I mean, it wiggles a wee bit, but I'm sure after a while I'll have to figure something out to do with it. But for now it works. So, as far as modifications to the gun to make it work, well, to the stock I'll start with, I kind of had to grind that out. I don't know if you can really tell. I ground out all of that poop there. This little doodad here was where the bolt went. The other thing I had to grind out was this big notch here. That's just where the feed net goes. So I can't even take it on and off. I just realized that not too long ago. Oh, another modification I did to the stock was I cut this big hole out, and I'll tell you why in a second, if you haven't figured it out already. What I did to the gun, I cut the foregrip off, gone. Cut the handle off completely. Just whacked them both off so I can get it into the stock. And honestly, I couldn't believe how well it fit into the stock. It pretty much amazed me because I thought it was going to look like this big, haggard, freaking junk. But come to find out, it was not bad whatsoever. I had seen another, like... Ooh, well, let's get the shit out of me, to be honest with you. Do a safety check. Oh, there's no balls in it. No, I had seen another version of it, I guess you could say, and some guy, he made like a linkage like I have here. He made a linkage for the trigger. See, that's hard to do with one hand. I always watch these videos. I've never really made one. But he made a linkage for his, and he kind of made like a box magazine looking type thing, which the mag is right here. It doesn't do anything. It's obviously just screwed in there just to keep a big hole out from underneath it. And what he had done was he just ran the wire on the outside of the box, and I guess that's alright. He was using like a spider, a piece of shit, whatever. I don't even know what gun he was using, but I don't know. I thought that was kind of iffy. I'm a little more, I don't know, not perfectionist, but I just like things to look a little more clean than that. So I pretty much just took the stock trigger, as you can see maybe right here, that's the stock trigger. I lopped it down to whatever, and I took this piece of metal and I pretty much made this trigger from scratch. It's just a piece of flat stock that I had kind of, ground down, made it fit, and I actually took it in here. I don't know if you can see that, probably not. It's a little blurry and shit. This camera's junk. I took it and I just drilled out, and with these there's a whole bunch of pins in here that hold the trigger in place and shit. I just made a new hole for the pin, and I just put the trigger on that and just put the spring, because the spring goes to the trigger latch. I don't know what it would be called. That lets the bolt forward, and I just put a spring there, and it's all pretty good. I mean, it's the best I could do with what my knowledge is, and obviously I put this spring here just so it would make the trigger come forward so you can shoot it every time. And it works great. I had a little issue with, because that's just I think a 4-penny nail I bent up, and I just kind of stuck it in there, and it's not really even really, there's nothing really holding it on this side besides, I don't know, just the way I bent it. It's kind of bent in on both sides. But right on this side, I kind of pushed it through and put it on an anvil almost and smashed it flat. So it's, needless to say, it's going to be difficult to get it out, but I mean, it was kind of slipping out on its own. It was pissing me off, so I just did that to do it, so it wouldn't screw up anymore. The other major modification I did to the gun, right here, you can see there is a filler nipple from an air tank, a nitro tank, or a compressed air tank. And you can see it is a filler nipple because of how small the hole is itself. I basically went to my local paintball shop and asked them for, this is the stock one that came with the remote on for my A5. You can see it's a little bit bigger. I just asked for one of these, the male air piece, and he basically told me, yeah, it's just a filler nipple. There's nothing more to it. That's it. And I was like, oh well, that's pretty cool. How much is that? Come to find out, it's like fucking $15 for this little piece of shit right here. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, $15 for that? But I wanted to finish it. Matter of fact, you want to hear some bullshit? This fucking crappy ass, I bought it like this because I lost mine over the years. This feed neck here, because you can't use anything else. Thank you, Tippmann, for that. I don't even know if you can really see that well. It's all rusted up and shit. I bought that used. I think it was $15. The paint shop I go to, I mean, excellent, best quality shit around, hands down, but I mean, they couldn't work out a deal with me on that. It kind of blew. But whatever, I had to do it, so I did it. So yeah, that's basically all I did to the gun itself. Besides, these little extra shit I threw on it. The gun, the scope, obviously, it's kind of a show. I mean, you're not really gonna get a very accurate paintball gun, I guess you would say. I mean, it's accurate up to about, I would say, tops 40 yards, tops. I mean, I can shoot a group maybe the size of a pie plate at 40 yards, which is pretty good considering you're shooting at a body, which is a lot bigger than a pie plate. But needless to say, it's not a, it's not a sniper rifle. It's a sniper paintball gun, So, I mean, I had a lot of fun building it because I'm just into that kind of shit. Obviously, I got that A5, and the first thing I did was take it all apart and put it back together, which is a little more difficult. It's easier but more difficult at the same time than the Tippmann 98, just because it's all pins and shit. You take that thing apart, but this is so simple inside, it's ridiculous. There's really not much else I want to do to this. There's one other thing that I could, is this stock, I actually found out, there's 2 screws here. You flip it over and these little ass screws, they're tiny. I've actually stripped a couple because I've taken it apart so many times to try to do something with it. But you can take these screws out. There's a bunch, I don't even know how many, and then you just loosen these back butt plate screws. And then this, I don't know, you can't really tell. You can see where it's, whatever, imprinted versus where it's smooth. it actually, this stock comes out of that. So basically what you're left with is this backbone that comes right here, and then the inside of this. So what I could do, which I did try to do some shit, but it was pissing me off. I was trying to make it out of wood, and I don't have woodworking tools really. Not to what I would need. I need like spindle sanders and whatever. But I could take out this stock, and just really to get a more tactical look, I guess you could say, I could put something in, some sort of grip in it, and then in the back I could get just a stock, a regular stock, and it would clear everything. A collapsible M16 style stock, I guess you would call it. I'm sorry, an M16 has it would be more like an M4 stock. You know what they look like. I could do something like that. Whether I am or not, I don't really know. The gun's pretty much done. I mean, there's maybe a couple things I could do to it. I have this front Picatinny rail right here, and I kind of want to get Magpul, which is an actual gun part manufacturer. They make this kind of like foregrip. I don't even know. It just basically angles your hand down versus like this, because if you've ever carried a gun a long time, which when you're playing paintball, games can go for a while. For a long time, your wrist really starts to hurt, and like I didn't want to put a broomstick handle on. I think it would look stupid. Like Magpul makes this really, you can look them up, a really nice foregrip that just clips onto a Picatinny rail, and it's fucking sweet. I figured it'd make it look a little more tactical, look a little cooler. I don't know. I'm not so much in it for the looks, but the different variations, they make it kind of neat. Unfortunately, it is about 2:30 a.m. where I am right now. I cannot shoot this, nor do I have any paint. So, I didn't even say, I was talking about this nipple here. This is actually where sorry, I got off track. But this is actually where the remote hooks up. And if I can get this in and hold it, you can see why I cut that hole at the bottom there, so I could just put it through. And when I did that, I mean, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it, like the coil coming out there, because as you know, if you have a coil, it pressurizes and it just kind of coils up, I guess. But it's fine. I mean, I like it. I actually use it as a hand grip sometimes if my wrist starts to hurt. So I just kind of hold the part. I don't hold the hose. I mean, it's too flexible. But yeah, I'm not gonna be able to shoot these guns tonight. Like I said, it's 2:30 in the morning. Plus, I don't have any paint. I will get a video up of that. This is my first video ever doing something like this. I just wanted to, share with people my creation. But yeah, so that's basically it. I'll get you one more kind of a nice shot here if I can, let you be able to see it, seeing the two guns compared. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Comment, share, whatever you want to do. Troll. I don't give a fuck. I like haters. Fuck you all. Alright, thanks.